Ladies with gentle hands, welcome to another Platinum Trophy list review. Of course, if you would like to get your Platinum Trophy reviewed on the channel, join the Discord, drop a comment on this video, and of course, members do get priority access to their lists being reviewed first. And speaking of members, thank you very much to Looniewins for being a member of the channel. Your list is being reviewed today. So without further ado, I think we should jump straight into this one. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we've got Looniewins, as I mentioned, a member of the channel. So thank you very much for the membership. And of course, if you are a member of the channel, there's loads of content that you do have access to, from exclusive videos to live streams, your own designated Discord area, so it is worthwhile joining. And there is actually a brand new members video coming out very soon of me unboxing some Final Fantasy and Spider-Man Magic the Gathering cards, which is pretty cool as well. So we've got 51 platinums to go through today. Blessed are the Peacemakers, level 319. We've got 56 games played and then 54 completed games as well, with a 99.42% completion rate. So there's two games essentially that haven't got the platinum or don't have a platinum for, and I'm sure they'll be working on that. So, taking a little look-see-loo at the very first Platinum Trophy today then, we've got A Way Out. Again, fantastic game. It's one of those ones where I didn't play it for quite a long time, and then I got to it like many years after, and it was a fantastic little experience. And then from that, I moved on to It Takes Two, and there's also Split Fiction out as well, which I want to get to. But kicking off the list with a very strong game, quite a common game among trophy hunters, and what's also quite common is having both for the Astrobot or Astro's Playroom and Astrobot. Of course, Astro's Playroom comes free on a PS5, so that's why the percentage is a lot lower on that one. But again, good job on those, and it's nice to see that they're 100%ed as well, because I know some of the DLC for Astrobot is actually quite difficult that I've understood. I've not actually tried it out myself. Wow, we've got a big hitter up next. We've got Baldur's Gate 3, 120 hours, a 7 out of 10, and takes 2 playthroughs apparently. It's a 0.7% rarity on PlayStation. Like, GG's on that one. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that I would love to try out, but I don't know how well it would play on a PlayStation. I just feel like certain games are played better with a mouse and keyboard. Not to say that you can't plug in a mouse and keyboard with a PlayStation, you might be able to. But yeah, Baldur's Gate, maybe it is optimized for consoles like properly, but I just see that as that looks like a PC game where you just, sit on the PC and play it. But hopefully you've enjoyed the 120 hours. It does look like a really awesome game. And, never say never. It would be something I would like to try out at some point, but I think there's that kind of fear of will I be any good at it. But I know that there's a lot of different like pathways and things that you can take, which is really cool. And funnily enough, I've seen this platinum now on the past couple of trophy list reviews, which is really cool actually. So it's good to see that more players are finally adding this to their collection. But really good job there. We started off pretty strong, to be fair, with this list. We've got Bloodborne as well, a Souls game that is meant to be quite difficult. It's obviously got a fairly respectable percentage, almost 7% there, and being one of the more unforgiving Souls games that I've been told about. I've been recently live streaming Liza P on the channel, and that's definitely been an interesting experience, should we say the least. And yeah, I like, not to sort of take away from Bloodborne and things like that, but it's I don't play Souls games, so they're not really my genre. And I've tried out Elden Ring, didn't really vibe with it too much. Just the genre isn't for me. But Lies of P is keeping me sort of, carrot dangling in front of my head, where it's as a Souls noob, it is enjoyable for me to be playing. We've got Borderlands 1, 2. We don't have Borderlands 3 or 4, but maybe that's in contention to be worked on. But we do have Borderlands the pre-sequel, and it is actually the 18th of November as of recording this video. And I believe, as Looney said in my live chat, I've just finished a live stream, but they said that they've got the Borderlands pre-sequel, or TPS, and I was like, what the fuck? Whoops. What the flip is that? PTS, and then my chat told me, but 0.3% there. I think the Borderlands pre-sequel is the one that people like the least. I'm going to say it's not really like the most favored one. But hopefully you've enjoyed the series so far. I know that they are quite like, they're good games from what I've heard, but they're quite intense, especially if you want to go for the 100% on it. Which I believe they're doing for the pre-sequel. So hopefully they get round to 3 and 4 and enjoy those as well. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Wowee. Isn't Call of Duty Black Ops a topic to be talking about? But I've got the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Platinum. It is a Call of Duty that I did thoroughly enjoy. The only problem for me was the grinding the augmentations, which is probably where you're going to spend most of your 80 hours getting this platinum as part of this journey. It's a 0.1% rarity, which is to be expected. Millions and millions of people buy Call of Duty every single year, no matter if it's good or bad. It's just it's like a hive mind. So the percentages, not everyone's a trophy hunter, so that's why it's a 0.1% there. But as I said, I enjoyed Black Ops 6. Just grinding for them augmentations was awkward. And it does seem that there are a couple of unobtainable trophies, but I don't know if there's workarounds for those. I think it's probably something like getting a multiplayer kill or something like that, but maybe there's a workaround for that. It would suck if, that platinum is unobtainable because the game is only a year old. So hopefully there is a fix for that. But yeah, I mean, I've got the platinum, and it's probably going to be my last Call of Duty platinum because PS5 versions of Call of Duty don't seem to have platinums. They just go into the COD HQ. And yeah, which is a real shame. And I'm not buying Black Ops 7. I don't think it's worth the money personally. I think if it's on Game Pass, you're already paying for a subscription. Definitely worth trying it out, but from what I've seen, I'm not overly convinced on Black Ops 7, unfortunately. Um, it just seems like DLC, so I reckon I'll probably pick the game up when it's on a drastic sale. But I can't say I'll be getting a platinum. I'll just be adding to the DLC trophies on that, which I'm completely okay with. And then we've got Claire Obscure Expedition 33, so a Game of the Year nominee. Really happy for it to be nominated. 5 out of 10 in 60 hours. I've done my first playthrough of the game. I don't know if you need to do a second playthrough, or should I say the cleanup section. So I've done my first playthrough. I thought the game was all right. I thought it was good, but I don't think it was my favorite game of the year. But I can definitely respect the good moments that it had, which was really cool. But yeah, 5 out of 10 and 60 hours. I've still probably got a lot of. I've probably still got maybe like 40 to 30 hours, and I think there's a level 99 trophy, so I assume there's going to be a lot of grinding. Again, this is one that I would like to platinum. It's on my on my to-do list to go back and revisit. But I'm in no rush. I enjoyed my time with it, and I'll get to it when I get to it. But we've got the Dark Souls trilogy here, so 1, 2, and 3, which is again really good to see. And for those that have seen the Trophy Hoarders podcast that myself and Castroma run, it's a trophy hunting podcast on YouTube, Apple, and also Spotify podcasts. But the topic that we spoke on the most recent episode was paying for platinum trophies, which I think is a very interesting topic within itself. And the Dark Souls 3 on the website that we saw, you could pay somebody to get the platinum trophies for all three of these games, and I think it was it like something like 500 quid, 600 quid, which is absolutely crazy to think that you can get a bundle of games, because we was comparing it in the episode to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a similar time, but it cost more money opposed to somebody getting free platinums, which was weird. But anyway, derailing that and just doing a shameless plug, you should go watch that and the debate there. But yeah, would you pay for platinum trophies? It's an interesting one. But of course, this is all done legitimately. We know that. An 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and 6 out of 10. Dark Souls 3 being the longest in the franchise. Technically one of the easier ones, but I guess the 110 hours, that would explain why it's like the rarer one of the three to get. And I think just with Dark Souls Remastered, people were probably gagging to play a remaster of that one, especially being the first of the 10.1% there. And we've got Demon Souls as well, which is awesome to see. Again, I can tell that Looney likes their Souls games, which hats off. I'm nowhere near good enough to get all of these Souls platinums. And we've got Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, 2.8% rarity. Again, Diablo games are notoriously quite long. I think this one isn't too bad. I think probably Diablo 4 and 2, the remaster for that. I think those is one of them a 9 out of 10 and like over 100 hours. Regardless, I know that they're difficult games or a difficult franchise to get the platinum in. Again, I saw Diablo 2 back in the day. I don't know if people remember it, but your bog standard typical sort of like white computer that you would see on TV and stuff. There was one of those that my uncle used to play on, and I just remember seeing him play Diablo 2, and I think in that Diablo 2 remaster or remake, you can actually toggle between the original graphics and like the updated graphics, which is a really cool thing to be fair. But whenever I see Diablo, I just think, oh, this is so suited again, very similarly to Baldur's Gate 3. I just feel like it might play slightly better on a PC. Again, do let me know because I've never played it. That's just my perspective of things, but I would love to know, you know, is it better on PC? Like, do people prefer playing it on PC, or is PlayStation good enough? But again, regardless, very good job, and the DLC for that's all done as well. UFC 4 and 5, GG's on this. I do love a UFC game. I have played all of them bar 5, which I think is the most recent, and I think it's actually the easier like platinum to grab of all of them. I know for like UFC maybe 3 and 4, the only trophies that I don't have for it are the online related trophies. It might be UFC 4 actually, where you need to play like the Blitz mode. It's like win 4 games online or something, or defend a championship belt. I'm nowhere near good enough to do that. I think people online in these UFC games get very good and just like spam one move like any fighting or wrestling. I don't really know what to call them. I know I refer to some games as fighting games, and people of the communities get very pressed and being like, oh no, it's not a fighting game, it's a wrestling sim game or something. Like, no, no need to offend anybody here if I've got the wrong genres. But yeah, I find in whether it's Tekken, Dragon Ball, people find like metas and just like spam the move, and then you're literally like you're in a spin cycle, you can't move out of it. And I'd assume UFC games are no different. If you can figure out a couple of combos and like a move, like submissions I think are effective. But yeah, I just play the single player on these, like make my own character and just play it through, which is really fun to do. But never really got to UFC 5, to be honest with you. I think I need to be like in a fighting kind of mood to play these games. Elden Ring and Elden Ring Night Rain, no surprises here, to be honest with you. Really, they really seems quite competent in Souls-like games, so no shock there. Of course, there is a PS4 version of Elden Ring if they wanted to do that, which I didn't know about until reviewing these lists. And then Night Rain, 9.5 out of 10, probably one of the few platinum trophies that you see of a zero point 0.5. I think a lot of this is probably RNG based with this game, but again, nevertheless, it's great to see because it's like a battle royale or some kind of online game. So it's like I can imagine the RNG in it is pretty crazy, but it's quite a high percentage as well. So it seems like the Souls community really do enjoy that one. I'm curious to know if anybody still plays it now, because it seemed like a bit of a fever dream when it came out. Everyone played it, platinumed it, and then forgot about it. But I don't know if people are still actively playing it. It'll be interesting to hear out the Souls community. But we've got Fallout 4 and 76. Again, humongous grinds there needed for Fallout 76, and seeing the DLC done as well is a chef's kiss there. So well done on that. I would love to get a Fallout 4 Platinum, but I actually deleted my save file. I want to say this will tell me, won't it? I'm on like a pretty good percent, to be honest with you, of I thought it would be Fallout 4 on PS4, wouldn't it? Yeah, look, I've got like you can see by these green things here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 trophies to get the platinum, but the only issue with me is that I've played through the game and it's just I just need to do a little bit of cleanup, to be honest with you. And I think that's the most annoying thing. So I'd have to play through the game again essentially to get these sort of trophies, which it was a great game. I did enjoy it, but I don't know. I'm not really too fussed about going back to Fallout 4 at this point. I don't know. It's a very long 50 hours is a very long time to do for a game that you've already played. Like I wouldn't mind going back and cleaning it up, but regardless, good job on getting those platinums. Fire Pro Wrestling World, 0.5%. Never heard of this game. It's got no trophy guides associated to it or difficulty. I would go out on a limb and say that it's quite a difficult game to do. I'm assuming that the player count is quite low. Yeah, look at that. 4,000 owners, 68 platinum achievers. So probably quite a niche game and probably quite a difficult one, to be honest with you. I'm assuming as well. Looks like an old school kind of fighter game as well, which is interesting. So good job there. God of War Ascension and also Chains of Olympus. Again, I'm not really the biggest God of War person. I think one of these might have been a PSP port that came over, but again, good job there. Interesting to see these two are the ones you've got platinumed and none of the others in the franchise. I'm just curious to know what the reason for that is. Is like, did you play one of these growing up and you just wanted to replay it? Or maybe you have played the others on a different account. GTA 3 and Vice City. Vice City, a pretty goated game. GTA 3, I think I said on a previous episode, was one of my first Grand Theft Autos. But yeah, really good job on getting those. They're games that, like, in principle, I'd love to go back and try out, but I don't know. It's just sometimes with these older games, unless you've got like a serious nostalgia link to it, I just don't really go back and play them. I prefer, like, I'll hold my hands up. I'm more of a modern gamer, to be honest with you. Uh, uh, Helldivers 2, 6 out of 10. Things you love to see for Super Earth. I love this platinum. I love this game. Admittedly, I've not been back to it in a while, um, but man, it was so good. It was so fun, and the game was really cheap to pick up as well. Like, you can't really have any complaints with it. It does take a fair amount of time to do, and I feel like with every update, like upgrading the ship to the max level took like more and more to do. But it didn't, like, it was good fun at the end of the day, and you had to play the game anyway to get the trophy, so you'd find yourself naturally, you know, doing those things anyway. But yeah, I had some great fun with my Discord community and members of the channel playing this, and join the Discord. It's a great gaming community that we've got. It's not only to submit your PlayStation trophy list or Xbox or whatever you play on. It's also to talk with like-minded gamers and get gaming sessions and get help together. It Takes Two up next. Again, recently, as I mentioned earlier, platinum this one recently, and I've got my eyes fixed on Split Fiction, which will be really fun to play. Again, I wasn't expecting this game to be that long to platinum. I thought it was going to be quite short, like A Way Out, but it pleasantly surprised how like much content there was in the game, which was pretty cool. And it's sitting at under a 2% rarity, which is awesome. Marvel Rivals, again, hats off for this one. A multiplayer game, you know how difficult they can be. 7 out of 10. I guess it could be subjective. You know, some people are really good with one character and not good with another character. But I think as a trophy list goes, it's a pretty good trophy list in the sense of the game wants you to play as different characters and do different play styles and things like that. So I can really appreciate that. And good job on the ultra rare platinum. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and then also Miles Morales. Again, I feel like most people that have a PlayStation or brought a PlayStation were probably getting it for this franchise. And again, it's a great franchise to play. Really enjoyable. So good stuff there. Minecraft up next, good job, and the 100% even more impressive. Big respect for that one. For me, I played this a lot on PC. I prefer playing it on PC. There's just so much stuff now that I've fallen out of touch with Minecraft. But I got the PS4 and 5 versions of the game, and I will be honest. I think there's ways to get into creative mode to get like a couple of trophies that I just couldn't be bothered to do. So yeah, I guess I'm a cheater, but you know it's in the game. So we got Red Dead 1 and also Red Dead 2. Super excited because I think Red Dead Redemption 1 is coming over to PlayStation like Plus on one of the memberships, maybe at the start of December or something, and it's also going to iOS, which is it's crazy to think that Red Dead Redemption is getting like a PS5 performance, whatever it is, to or an upgrade, and also an iOS and Android game. And Red Dead 2 still doesn't have 60 frames per second. I know the fans are dying for that. But again, great job on seeing both of these here. Red Dead 2, I personally played it. I kind of missed the hype on it, so they never stuck with it. I know a lot of people do like it, but you know, I guess that's my controversial gaming take is it's just meh to me. Like it's really just meh, and that's okay. You know, you don't need to cry in the comments if I don't like a game that you love. But yeah, like a lot of people like it, but for me, I think as well, like probably the game itself would be enough for me, but going for the platinum, I could just never see myself doing 200 hours, like catching, what was it, like birds and stuff and all of the wildlife. That seems like a nightmare trophy to do as well. But a really good job on that. And as I said, I'm actually looking forward to trying out Red Dead 1. And I think it comes with Undead Nightmare, which I did actually play a fair bit on the PlayStation 3, which is cool. So it'll be interesting to see if there's trophies for Undead Nightmare or if it's just no trophies like it was on PS3. Sackboy, I think Undead Nightmare didn't have any trophies on PS3, I'm pretty sure. It was like, it was really weird because I remember getting I brought Red Dead and Undead Nightmare, got obviously maybe got a trophy or two in Red Dead Redemption, but then I saw Undead Nightmare and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a trophy list. And I was like, I've just brought a game. Why are there no trophies? Like, but yeah, could be wrong on that. Do correct me. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. On the Trophy Hoarders podcast, we used to have a segment where we'd play PlayStation games, like PlayStation Plus games, to diversify our portfolio. This was one of the games on there, and I'm not really the biggest fan of Sackboy. I don't really rate him, to be honest with you. Much prefer Astrobot as a mascot for Sony, but I definitely think that Sackboy ran so Astrobot could run because there's a lot in this game that is reminiscent of Astrobot. this is slightly harder than it, but I feel like if I didn't have the Astrobot and Playroom platinums, maybe I'd be tempted to go for this platinum. But I feel like it's more of the same, even though it came out first. I just played it later. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, 7 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 60 hours, 10%. It's crazy. What I like seeing about Souls players is that they're very dedicated to getting the 100% and in turn platinum trophies. It's a very committed fan base, which is really cool. And again, Sekiro's just another difficult game there, and it's a 10% rarity, so people love it enough to want to keep getting the platinum, which is really really cool. So again, good job on that one. The Skate Platinum, oh my god, 150 hours. 0.1%. I don't know how I feel about Skate. I feel like the art style of it is just not what the original games were. And that's, I'm not saying graphics is everything in the art style of games, but I do think that, it's a big factor. And I've tested out Skate. I didn't really vibe with it, and I think like people say don't judge a book by its cover, but if, I do. Sorry, unfortunately, like I looked at it and I go, that's not really for me. And then you kind of just see like if you're not really liking the look of a game or like how a game, no, if you don't like the look of a game and then you're then playing the game for 150 hours, it's very rare that your opinion is going to change and you're going to now magically like this art style that you've never liked in your life. It's only going to make you kind of hate it more. And I kind of saw that art style change as not a red, like, maybe a bit of a red flag in comparison to what Skate was back in the day, like what I enjoyed playing on Skate 3 with like Super Ultra Mega Park or whatever it is, like that massive ramp. Like that was really cool. And maybe there are some cool things in this Skate game that people enjoy, but to my understanding, I feel like it's a free to play, so they've heavily monetized it with like microtransactions, and I'm pretty sure those microtransactions speed up the process to getting the platinum trophy as well, to an extent. So yeah, I'm happy to see people with the platinum trophy, but it's just kind of it's upsetting that it's a far cry from what I was used to playing as a kid, because I was hoping it was going to be like that, but I guess they're trying to latch on to the younger Fortnite Roblox audience, should we say. We've got Skater XL up next. Was done in 14 hours. 0.9%. Apparently, it takes 2,000 hours to get this platinum, but we can see it was done in 14 hours. So I don't know if it's been patched out, but I think was there maybe a dev menu that you could pull up to get a trophy, because it was meant to be really, really really difficult around the world. Yeah, it's like you needed to travel a really long distance, right? Where is around the? Oh, there you go. Travel 40 km. Goodness me, that's so long. Yeah, good job to see that one. I'm sure it's still a grind within itself, and again, quite a niche game there. Under 7,000 game owners as well. Oh, we've got the South Park trilogy here. Stick of Truth, The Fractured Butthole, always gives me a laugh, and then Snow Day. Obviously, the first two South Park games, they are like different from each other. I don't know why this one isn't pulling up a guide for the Stick of Truth. It's not that difficult. It's probably a 3 out of 10 as well. I'll just pull that up for people if they're interested. Yeah, 4 out of 10. There we go. You could definitely follow the Fractured Butthole and Stick of Truth through with a guide. And if you wanted to play it like that, if you're worried about the difficulty, there are some missable collectibles that are worth keeping your eyes out for. But again, I've played these games when I was younger. Then I went back sort of when I got into trophy hunting and done like a fresh playthrough to get all of the trophies, and they're enjoyable games. South Park Snow Day I did as part of my 24-hour live stream, like getting 10 platinums in 24 hours. One day that video will come out to the channel, maybe, but members only. You've got an exclusive uncut version of it. But South Park Snow Day is like, obviously the art style, the 3D art style, I didn't like, and I don't think a lot of people did. And having the platinum in it and all three, it just, I don't know, it's something else. It's a completely different game to these two, and obviously these games are both completely different from each other. But this is like even different from anything like the other two, and I think it's a shame from seeing what the South Park games could do to then what Snow Day does, which is a big shame. But it's not a hard platinum trophy. It is kind of a bit RNG, and there was a few bugs that I encountered, but I was doing very good time to get this. I think I was on to platinum in about 6 hours, and then I just came across a few like bugs, and like RNG. Like you needed to get like the final hit on the enemy for a trophy to count, and my teammate would get the final hit, for instance, which was very frustrating at the end of a 24-hour live stream, we should say. But yeah, I mean, great franchise. If you take Snow Day with a pinch of salt, I think it's probably worth about £10, no more. If you can get it in the bargain bucket, it's worth checking out. Split Fiction, as I said, this is a game that's on my watch list to play at some point, so really looking forward to getting to it when I do. And I don't know too much about it. I've kind of stayed spoiler free, which is good. So I don't know what to fully expect, but I guess it's in line with the other platinums. They seem fairly straightforward to do. We've got Terra up next, 0.3%. I don't really know what this game is. It sounds like it should be like a dinosaur open world game or something, but I ain't got a Scooby. Okay, it's like a medieval one. I could not be further from the truth on that. But again, fairly decent grind for that platinum trophy there. So very good job. We've got the Elder Scrolls, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, just under 6% there. This is another game that has been on my watch list since it came out, and I loved Skyrim. I've played it across all of the generations and got the platinum one. Like, I got the PS4 platinum trophy. I've not done the other versions of it. Maybe I could clean them up, but it is quite long to do. Like I've put hundreds of hours into Elder Scrolls, and I love it. I think it's great. Oblivion, never played it. I think again maybe I goofed about on my uncle's account when I was young on was it the original Xbox, I think, or 360 maybe. No, I think it was Xbox 360. So like I have like seen it, but it's like seeing the remake of what they did. It looks absolutely breathtaking. And now that they've got a physical edition, I think I will pick that up like on sale because it's about £35, but a lot of people are review bombing it because when you buy the game, it's only got like the first little section on it, and then you need to download like an 80 GB like download of the rest of the game, and not people aren't happy with that. And I mean, I guess rightfully so. If you buy a game, you want it all to be on the disc, not partly on the disc. But I'm thinking the price might drop down because of that. But again, I need to have a blocked out 40 hours where I can just sink my life into it over a weekend or over like a Christmas holiday. So that's one of the games on the list that I'm waiting to be on a bigger sale, and then also when I've got free time as well. But hopefully you enjoyed Elder Scrolls Online. We've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Yeah, absolutely, fair enough. 0.1% there. I know Castromo went through the displeasure of getting the platinum for this, and I think he broke his controller just with like you just have to hold your analog stick in certain directions for so long. So this is it, dare I say, like 100-hour grind? Is there a trophy guide? Is it 100 hours? 70 hours, 8 out of 10. There we go. Almost 100 hours. Hopefully it was enjoyable. I was more of a Tony Hawk American Wasteland or Underground. Like I also played that, but Tony Hawk's American Wasteland was the one that I properly played up growing up. It was a really cool game. UFC 2009 Undisputed, 0.3%. Does this have online trophies, or does it involve you doing like split screen to do? Obtain all gold medals in a weekly mission for online. So yeah, it does have online stuff. Reach level 50 in online. Goodness me. I'm assuming these servers are still up. Again, I think Castromo might have the platinum trophy for this. I don't know if he played it with his brother or something, or maybe. Let's see. Is it still obtainable? Because yeah, there's no flag saying that it's not obtainable. But I do know that there's online stuff, and I guess it's maybe if you've got two PlayStations or a friend, um, you can do it. But yeah, joined today and hosted an online lobby. Still possible. Yeah, fair enough. I guess take that one with a pinch of salt. I guess it still probably is obtainable, but 7 out of 10. It's obviously going to be a very difficult one to get, so I can respect that again in line with the other UFC fighting games. So I guess having this classic is actually like a really cool one to have, and getting to, was it level 50 they needed to do for a trophy? Like that probably is going to take an absolute age to do, especially on a PlayStation game. I'm assuming it takes forever to level up, but done in a week and 2 days, so not bad going for that ultra rare platinum. Undisputed is a 0.1%. Again, I'm waiting for this game to go on sale, but I've heard from various sources that the game isn't very good, and I feel like there's quite a few bug trophies. I don't know if they've been fixed, but maybe that's what cut above the rest not unlocking. Yeah, so there's been a few things. Again, Castromo's had issues with it. I think he has since platinumed it, but it just seems like one of those games like feel like there was a lot of hype around Undisputed, and I feel like it was literally just 40 hours of doing the same thing with no variation, and it's probably quite boring and listening to the same sound quips over and over again. But I can respect getting the Platinum Trophy in it, so GG's. WWE 2K24, awesome. 50-hour grind there, 0.1%. Always cool to see a WWE game, especially the newer ones, because there's a lot of online stuff, a lot of grinding to do, so very, very cool. WWE Legends of WrestleMania and WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. I have, funny enough, I do have the SmackDown vs. Raw Platinum Trophy. There is a video on my channel if you are interested in seeing it, and it is also one of the starting games as part of the big challenge video I'm working on, getting a platinum from every year. This was actually one of the games featured at the very start of the challenge, and I was actually recommended to try out Legends of WrestleMania. So I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to actually see how much that is on CEX or something, because on that YouTube video that I've made of that game in particular, a couple of people did suggest Legends of WrestleMania, and it seems that it's completely obtainable and a bit easier than SmackDown versus Raw. I know that I struggled with it because I'm not the best person at wrestling games, but yeah, really, really good list there. I like that one. There's a nice diverse spread. You know, you've got your odd sport game, or you've got your fighting wrestling games. You know, with UFC and WWE. You've got your grindy games. You know, Red Dead 2, things like that. Skate. And then you've obviously got all of the Souls as well. So that's a really good list. I like that one, Looney. Trophy hunting started 1 year ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. I do, correct me there, sorry. Astro's Playroom was the first trophy in Platinum. A Way Out was the fastest Platinum trophy, so there's been no auto pops on this list, which is nice. 10th Platinum was Miles Morales. 20th Platinum, Red Dead 2. Some great milestones here. Undisputed Platinum Gloves, I like, that's a good trophy name, that one, for the 30th Platinum. 40th Platinum was Split Fiction, and then the 50th Platinum was Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and then the latest Platinum 6 hours ago from recording this video was Borderlands the pre-sequel. Some good milestones there, I like that. 42 ultra rare platinums, and then 125 trophies, 42 ultra rare trophies and 125. And then we've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Red Dead 2, UFC 4, Fire Pro Wrestling World, and UFC 2009 in the rarest unique trophies there. And I know that people do enjoy taking a little look-see-loo at the stats here. So we do have some PS3 games, very small. I guess it would be cool to see more PS3 games on this list. I do love seeing PS3 games in general now, because I think it's not many people have them, which is awesome. And then just a breakdown of the stats here of like the ultra rares and stuff. And then taking a look, you know, never been a consistent trophy hunter, but it's definitely started ramping up within the last probably 6 months or so. It seems like the quantity, you know, it's to be fair, it's been like a consistent sort of progression here with platinums, but I think it's really shot up this year, you could argue. And I'm guessing the sky is also the limit for Looney. But, you know, 99% completion rate, I'm assuming that they are, what games don't they have 100%? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, and what's the other game they're working on? They've got a couple 100% in there as well, as you just saw. Maybe they've hidden a game, I'm assuming. I think. I don't know. Maybe I could be enlightened on what the games are that are blocking the 100% right now, because it's just Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but it says 56 and completed 54. So I don't know. I mean, regardless, I'm sure they're going to be working on to get that to 100%, so I can respect the 100% accounts, and just hit the 50 platinum milestone. So it'd be cool to see what, you know, the next milestones are going to be for you, Looney. You got a big goal on what you want to do for 100 platinums for that one. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for taking the time to watch this video. Of course, if you do like platinum trophy hunting content, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, it really does help me out. And so if you've got any of these platinum trophies, any of these platinums on this list today that you want to go for, maybe you're already in progress of getting it. And of course, if you do want to get your list submitted, you can leave it as a comment, or you can join the Discord. It is in the description of this video, and you can post your trophy list over there. And of course, if you are a member of the channel, you do get priority on getting your platinum lists reviewed. So with all of that said, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye.